Well, I was wrongfully convicted in 1985 for a crime I did not commit, and I was almost executed by the state of Ohio.
How close are we talking?
Well, a day, I came as close as a day, like I was in Lucasville at the time when I was on death row, and I was waiting on a stay, and I guess something happened in the courts where, I mean, in the mail room or something, they weren't passing out mail like they supposed to, their illegal mail. And I didn't know I had a stay. But me and a guy named John Bird, Johnny Hicks, William Zern, and Jerome Henderson, all of them from Cincinnati too. All of us were waiting on a stay. And me and John Bird was the last two to get our stay. And as you know, all of them guys, they've been executed. That's why I do what I do. That's why I speak out against the death penalty, because I witnessed these guys while they going through their execution, the stages of getting ready for their execution.
How do you know? Do you know were they innocent or not? Or to the
I
best of
wouldn't
your
know. I
knowledge,
wouldn't
you
know,
don't know
but
that.
John Bird had the best case of innocence I have ever seen. Cause a guy came forward and said that John Bird was too intoxicated to do anything to anybody the day he caught his murder. But the courts didn't want listening, and people weren't listening, and they executed John Bird. But I think they executed an innocent man. Cause Bird couldn't tell you about nothing that happened the day of that murder, cause he was too intoxicated.
Is this important?
He was like, John Bird was like the third execution out there with Wilford Berry. Cause you know, in 1999, they executed a young man by the name of Wilford Berry. And before 1999, they hadn't killed anybody in Ohio since 1963. And I remember the day they executed Wilford Berry. I was in my cell. I was curled up on my bed watching it on the news as they took this healthy young man, Lil Berry, into the death house, and he came out on the gurney. And I still think about that. You know, it was so horrible. And after they killed Berry, uh, it just opened a evil on Ohio that I had never seen before. Now they at 53. It's been 52 people executed since they killed Wilford Berry. And I know these guys personally.
How many people do you think are truly innocent? A
Well,
percentage.
I'm
Is
when
it 50-50, or is it just really tough to say?
it's just really tough to say, cause you know, like one of my best friends, her name was Christina Davis, and you know her brother Troy Davis. He was executed in Georgia, and he was innocent, cause 9 of his jurors came back and said that they didn't hear all the evidence, and they said that if they would have heard that, they would have never convicted Troy. But the courts, the one didn't see it that way. And Troy Davis, he was an innocent man, executed. And that means that they kidnapped this young man and murdered him for something he didn't do.
No, no. How's your life been?
It's,
Job,
well, I
own
worked,
real estate. Tell me what life's been like.
it's been real bad for me because I ain't been able to, when I first come home, I worked at Mark Sweeney for like 2.5 years. And my trade, I got a trade, I detail cars, but I ain't been able to find a job because of my age, and people want to know where you been the last 20-some years, you know. And then I ain't getting no younger. I'm 53 years old.
When they release you, what did the court? What did they say? Here's $10. Have a life.
$75 and find your way home. Yeah. But my nephew I'm staying with now, he came to pick me up the day I came home. And I'm gonna tell you, the day I came home, the day I walked off of death row, it felt like that day before Christmas when you was a kid. If you could bottle it up and sell it, I'd be a billionaire, you know. And people ask me, why ain't you angry? Well, I don't want to be angry because the guards that were killing my friends while I was on death row, they was real angry. I don't want to live like that, you know. And that probably what kept my sanity while I was on death row, because I didn't hold in this anger that they were showing toward my friends. They was murdering my friends. you know. And then at 53, you know, and I
And
met
these were
these
friends
guys.
that you had to have. They weren't.
Right, they were forced on me. Friends were forced on me, and I came to love these guys. And when I met these guys, these young men, a lot of them was like 18 and 19 years old, and I watched them become young men, young healthy young men, and taken out of their cell and executed. And some of them, like you said, how many people has been executed that was innocent, you know, because it's 143 death row exonerees in the United States. That's 143 reasons we shouldn't have the death penalty because they done made too many mistakes. That means that's 143 people that's been kidnapped and almost murdered for something they didn't do. And I got a problem with that, you know, and I got a problem with death, period. You know, they say that it's wrong to kill and then they turn around and murder people.
Let me ask you this: were you murder aside? Were you an angel before?
No, okay, ain't nobody no angel. I ain't nobody no angel. I would never present myself as no angel. But I love and care about, my mama always told me, there's only one way to treat people and that's good. And I love everybody. I just bring the best up out of people when I talk to people too. So I always been good with that.
When you mentioned that you've been talking to people.
Right.
You've been to Texas. Just recently, you were at Ohio State University.
Right. I spoke at University of Cincinnati on November the 9th for Amnesty International. And I done spoke all over the world. They brought me to Rome, Italy to honor me for what I do all over the United States. I done spoke, and I'm trying to speak in every state in the United States that has the death penalty and let people know that, you know, we got problems with this, you know. And it's a big problem. They making too many mistakes, you know. And that's just wrong when it's dealing with human beings, because all human beings are sacred, not just some of us are sacred. All human beings are sacred.
What do you think of the open and shut case? The murderer who I did it. The DNA says they did it. I gotta go everywhere. The DNA says they did it. The guy or the woman admits they did it. Witnesses, that was the prize. That's what I saw. When you videotape even shows it. When you got that, then what? Or is it still maybe no?
I think it's no still, cause you got life without parole, and if you make a mistake with life without parole, you could go get this person out of the jail and release him. But if you make a mistake with the death penalty, you can't go get this man out the grave and say, "Oops, my bad, I'm sorry," and tell his parents, "I'm sorry." And these young kids, you know, when most of these guys that's been executed in Ohio, I met them when they was in their early 20s and teens.
How old were you?
I was 23, getting ready to turn 24, I think. 23, getting ready to turn 24. And them guys was younger than me. A lot of them was younger than me, 19, 18, 19, and 20, you know. And these guys grew up to be grown men, and they was taking out their cell, healthy grown men, and murdered. Executed, state-sanctioned murder. But, you know, a lot of people have a...
When that first happened, what was your reaction? Did you cry, or is it disbelief? What?
I was, after the shock and the sorrow, I was just blown away that this could be happening in this day and age, you know.
And then you realize that you're next.
I could be next. What they was doing to these other guys on death row when they were killing them, I'm next. And it's your turn. Your turn will come sooner or later if you're on death row.
Wow.
Especially in the state of Ohio, cause we didn't have 53 executions. A friend of mine, Billy Slago, a week before he was scheduled to be executed, he did it on his term, but it shocked everybody because he might have had a chance of getting some relief in the courts, and his life could have probably been saved, you know, because killing Billy ain't gonna make society no more safer. Killing Dennis McGuire ain't gonna make society more safer. If you would have gave a man life without parole, he'll still be locked up away from society the rest of his life. See, people don't understand that life without parole means a person is never getting out of jail. But death So nobody had a power to say who live or die. You know, no man should have the power to say who live or die. And I think the death penalty is a human right violation at its highest level.
Has it been hard on the outside?
Yes, sir. It's been real hard. You know, I still had the nightmares, the screams, hearing my friends scream, and begging for their lives and things of that nature.
So you have so you have flashbacks.
Yeah.
You can't get a job.
Nope.
You're living with your nephew.
Right.
In a way, you're almost like an 18-year-old kid.
Yes, indeed. Cause I really ain't got nobody. It ain't really no type of help for a person that's been exonerated in the state of Ohio.
$75 and a pat on the back.
Yeah. $75 and get the hell out of here. Excuse my French.
It sounded like English to me.
Yeah.
What's it like when you show up to a college or something else, and you're talking to folks about the death penalty?
I love talking to the kids, cause I was a kid. I wasn't a kid when I was sentenced to die, but I was a young man, and these are young adults, and they get what I'm saying. You know, they understand it. They really get it. Hearing it from a police officer or anybody else, they wouldn't understand. But hearing it from a person that experienced this hardship, they understand where I'm coming from, and then I tell them what I experienced, and I tell them the hard stories. Like, I ain't been to jail. I've been to hell. I've been in the depths of hell, you know. I ain't been in jail. It was hell watching my friends and my family members die on the outside. My mom suffered so much from watching me, you know, her youngest son on death row. Like the day I was sentenced to die, I was on the cover of Cincinnati Enquirer, and they had railroaded over the top of my picture. So the reporters and the media knew right away that they had made a big misjustice.
When is there a message to young boys or anyone?
Yeah.
About a lot of times people who are I'm an idiot, so
No.
I'm going to say something. If it's stupid, correct me.
Right.
People guilty by association, or
Right.
you're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right. Yes.
Is there a message to young kids?
It's a big message.
About knowing nothing good happens after dark.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a big message, cause you like in the neighborhood I'm from. Oh man, that's why when I talk to these young people, all our kids, inner city kids are at risk. All our kids, not just the inner city kids are at risk. The rich kids are at risk too, cause they trying to imitate the inner city kids. So all our babies are at risk. That's why I love talking to these kids, cause they get it, and I tell them about experiences on the street and the experience of the young people locked up on death row, you know, cause these were kids, you know. It blew me away when I got to death row and I seen 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds, and they looked way younger than their actual age. And then to see this person get murdered, get executed by the state, it blow you away. And it was I praise God for helping me keep my sanity, you know, cause I watch people lose their mind right in front of me, you know. I give a lot of credit to my miracle, John Gilligan, my lawyers. My lawyers had a lot to do with it, cause when I first met my lawyers, they asked me about the case, and they just wanted to hear me tell them, you know. And then it was like when they started finding out all these different things that the police and the prosecutor had done, all this misconduct they had done, it was like you had done it to them, you know. And they was like the bulldog just working on my case, and things just like a whole new world opened up for me, you know, when we start finding out.
Why aren't you angry?
Cause it'll take too much of my energy, and it'll do too much damage to my mind if I was angry, you know. my mom always told me, I always, you know, I just can't live with anger. It's hard to live with anger. It's so hard to live with anger. I don't want to live with anger no more because I seen what anger does.
Well, what's your future hold? What do you hope to do? Do you want that job? Do you want a wife? Do you want kids? Do you?
Yeah, I love to have a.
At 53,
I love
what
to.
can,
Yeah.
what can you get? What do you
And
hope for?
I hope that one day I'll be a homeowner and, you know, continue to speak about, continue to speak all over the world, you know. And I just want the basic things any normal person want, you know, but it's hard to get them things once, you know, you ain't got nobody to help you or you can't help yourself, you know.